शुक्लांबरधरं विष्णुं शशिवर्णं चतुर्भुजं प्रसन्नवदनं ध्यायेत् सर्वविघ्नोपशान्तये। योगेन चित्तस्य पदेन वाचां मलं शरीरस्य च वैद्यकेन योपाकरोत्तं प्रवरं मुनीनां पतञ्जलिं प्राञ्जलिरानतोऽस्मि। Om. Dear friends, welcome to the study of the Yoga Sutras. We are studying the third pada, that is Vibhuti pada of the Yoga Sutras. And we are seeing, we have come up to almost up to the climax, that is Kaivalyam. We are now going to see in this class, we are going to see what is that Kaivalyam. So we studied for Sutra number 49. Sutra number 49, Tato Manojavitvam Vikarana Bhavaha Prathana Jayascha. So the seeker, the yogi has come up to the point of mastering the pradhana, that is vikarana bhavaha. Vikarana bhavaha means even he is able to project his own his sense organs. Sitting here, I am able to project my sense organs somewhere where Biden is taking Biden is swearing in, and what is happening there I am able to see, I am able to hear. So all those things, so I am able to see whatever is happening everywhere. So that is what is the vikarana bhavaha. Without the medium of senses, also I am able to have all sensory perception, all this vritti, indriya vritti, chitta vritti is happening even without the one way of saying is even without the interference of or by projecting, because that projection also, that word also is it can be inferred here. So because it is the Indriya Vritti is happening. So Indriya Vritti is happening when the Indriyas are projected outside. So that particular sutra we read. So he is able to, the yogi is able to manipulate the pradhana, that is Prakriti. So the next sutra is talking about the almost the highest point, that is Sattva Purusha Anyata Khyati. That is the highest point here, isn't it? So in either in Vedanta or in Yoga Sutra, Yoga Shastra, both knowledge and vairagya, they have to go together. Like that shloka from Panchadashi, Viveka Chudamani, vairagya bodhau purushasya pakshivat. That vairagya on one side and bodha. Bodha means Shravana Marana Nidhyasana on the other side. They have to go like two wings of the bird. Only knowledge does not help him. Only vairagya does not help him. So both have to go together. So in this Sutra 49, he is talking about that bodha aspect. That bodha is that sarva jnatrutvam. So he knows. So that is what we are going to see in this Sutra. I will share this screen. We have to read this Sutra now. Sattva Purusha Anyata Khyati Matrasya. Yoginaha, understood? Sarva Bhava Adhishtatrutvam, Sarva Jnatrutvancha, Sarva Jnatrutvam, that is omniscience. Sarvam Janati, it is Sarvajnaha, Sarva Jnatrutvam. So he is the Sarva Jnata. Sarvana, Sarvesham Jnata iti. Sarvesham Vishayanam Jnata. That is, he is omniscient. How? Sattva Purusha Anyata Khyati Matrasya. Sattva is Buddhi. Purusha is that consciousness, pure consciousness, that is Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti, Purusha, we know that the difference between Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti is something which is insentient and Purusha is the sentient aspect. So Sattva, Purusha, Anyata is separateness. Like Ekata, Ekata is oneness, Anyata, separateness. So Anyata Khyati Matrasya. Anyata Khyati Matrasya. That is, Khyati is knowledge. Khyati Matrasya means he is just abiding in that awareness. He is always aware. He is always aware of in that. He is always sitting in the awareness of the distinction or the separate nature of Sattva and Purusha. Sattva is different and Purusha is different. My essential nature is that Purusha. So he is constantly in that awareness. So Anyata Khyati Matrasya. That Khyati alone is there and no other Khyati is there. Sattva Purusha Anyata Khyati Matrasya. Sarva Bhava Adhishtatrutvam. So he is Adhishtata. That means he becomes, he attains supremacy on every being, on everything. Sarva Bhavanam Opari Adhishtatrutvam. That is, he is having mastery or supremacy over all beings. Sarva Bhava Adhishtatrutvam. Sarva Jnatrutvancha. And the knowledge of all things. So this is what the sutra means. that is Sattva Purusha Anyata Khyati Matra says for the person abiding in the awareness of this separatedness or separation, not a correct word, the distinction between the mind and the Purusha. Sarva Bhava Adhishtatrutvam. That is, he is the Adhishtanam. He is the Adhishtanam. He becomes the Adhishtanam for all things. Sarva Jnatrutvancha. He knows all. Then Nirdhuta Rajastamo Tamo Malasya Buddhi Sattvasya Pare Vaisharadhye Parasyam Vashikara Sanyayam Vartamanasya Sattva Purusha Anyata Khyatimatra Rupa Pratishthasya Sarva Bhavadhishtatrutvam. So he is telling about the first aspect, Sarva Bhavadhishtatrutvam. He is saying, what is that? Nirdhuta Rajastamo Malasya. Nirdhuta. Dhunanam means shaking off. Dhunanam, avadhuta we say. Avadhuta is one who has shaken off all bonds. Avadhuta. Dhunanam is, suppose you take one cloth, suppose some bed sheet or something which is having all dust accumulated because it has not been used. Then what do people do? First of all, dhunanam, they just shake it off so that all the dhuli, all the dirt drops off, and then they do wash. So like that, nirdhuta, totally shaken off. What? Rajas tamo malasya. This mala, this impurities relating to rajas and tamas, they have been shaken off. So then, rajas tamo malasya, buddhi sattvasya. That buddhi, that is whose mind is freed from the impurity or dirt of rajas and tama. It is called chitta malam. Then pare vaisharadhye parasyam vashikara sanyayam vartamanasya. And he is staying, vartamana, he is staying where? Pare Vaisharadhya, that Vaisharadhyam, we saw these words we have seen earlier also in the earlier sutra. Vaisharadhya is that great clarity of mind. Parasyam Vashikara Sanyayam, that Vashikara Sanya is that Vashikara Sanya Vairagyam, Paravairagyam, it is called Paravairagyam as related to Aparavairagyam, in contrast with the Aparavairagyam, that is lower Vairagyam. So Parasyam Vashikara Sanyayam Vartamanasya. Sattva Purusha Anyata Khyati Matra Rupa Pratishthasya. So he is Pratishtha means Pratitishthati. Asminniti Pratishtha. Pratishtati Anena iti Pratishtha. That also is there. That is, he is just in that, he is in that awareness. He is just established Pratishtha, Dhatu. Established, we can say, using the same cognate word in English. So, what is that? Sattva Purusha Anyata Khyati. That is the separation of the Sattva and the Purusha. That knowledge, he is in that awareness. Sarva Bhava Adhishtatrutvam. Almost the same thing as in the Sutra. So Vashikara Sanya. And for the one who is abiding in the knowledge of separation of mind and Purusha, the Siddhi of mastery on all things happens. This is a Siddhi. In fact, I have used this word, I have put the word Siddhi here, though it is not here in this text. Then Sarvatmano Gunaha Vyavasaya Vyavaseyatmakaha Swaminam Kshetrajnam Prati Ashesha Drushyatmatvena Upasthitaha Ityarthaha. So all these gunas, the gunas, what are they? Sarvatmanaha. That means they are the Atma, they are the substance of all, they are the Atma, they are the self of all, what all we see. That is, in the whole universe, what all we see is a constitution, is just made up of these three gunas. We see in Gita also. Anatadasti Prithiviyam Yat Devi Deveshu Vapanaha. That sloka, that 14th Adhyaya, last sloka. It tells everything what we see, it is a composition of these three gunas only. Sarvatmanaha. So that is why it is said Sarvatmanaha means Sarvesham Vastunam Atmanaha Gunaha Eva. That is, on the gunas, they are the very self of all the vastus, of all the objects which we see. Then Vyavasaya Vyavaseyatmakaha. Vyavasaya is having that knowledge, the process of knowledge. That is, my Indriya goes and then it goes. Vyavasaya, in Telugu language, we use that word for cultivation. Vyavasayatmika buddhi, we see in Gita. Vyavasayatmika buddhi means that buddhi which is having that determining ability, decision-making ability. Vyavasayatmika buddhi. Then Vyavasaya here is Vyavasaya Vyavasaya. That is Vyava. Is it Saya? Aya Dhatu. So I have to check up what are the upasargas there. Vyavasaya is the process of knowledge here. Vyavaseya is something which can be known. Vyavasaya is Jnanam. Vyavaseya is Jneyam. That is what commentators have written. Vyavasaya is jnanam, means that is process of knowledge. Vyavaseya is, that is object. In Vedanta, we use three types: Jnata, Jnanam, and Gneyam. Jnata is the knower. Who is the knower here? Here, knower is Purusha. Knower is not mentioned in this sentence. Only the Jnaya and Jnanam, they are mentioned here. Because the Indriyas, they are again product of the five elements only, the Sattva aspect of the five elements. When the Indriyas are the result of the five elements, naturally, these are actually the instruments of knowledge. These are the instruments of knowledge which entertain that Purusha. According to Sankhya, that Purusha is entertained by Prakriti, like a Shailushi, like a dancer who entertains the master. So like that, Vyavasaya and Vyavaseya, both are in Prakriti. Only the knower, the person who is the spectator, is that gentleman, that Purusha. So Vyavasaya, Vyavaseya, Nyaya, Jnaya, something like that, Jnanam and Jnayam, Vyavasaya, Vyavaseyatmakaha. The gunas which are of the nature of Jnanam and Jnayam. Then Swaminam Kshetrajnam Prati. Swami, he is the boss. Swami, Swam, means one's own. Swami is one who owns it. So Swaminam Kshetrajnam Prati. Kshetrajna, that is the knower in the body. In the Kshetra, he is the Kshetrajna. Kshetrajnam Prati. Ashesha Drusyatmatvena Upasthitaha. Ashesha Drusyatmatvena. So infinite number of a variety of things are there. So such a multitude of things are there. Ashesha Drusyatmatvena. Drusya, the entire thing is Drusya. Druk, Drusyam. They two are separate. Drusyam is Kshetrajna. Drusyam is Kshetrajna, you call it Atma, you call it Purusha, whatever. So, Drusyatmatvena upasthitaha. Upasthitaha means they are all there in front of us. Ityarthaha. So, which are of the nature of the process of knowledge and objects of knowledge, they present themselves as the immense Drusyam in front of their Lord, the knower. Okay. We may use the term Jnata, Jnayam, and Jnanam, that just for our own better understanding, I used these words. Both sense organs and insentient objects are objects such as mountains, etc., are products of these gunas. The same sense organs, they form part of the process of knowledge when consciousness, Purusha, is reflected in them. So that reflection of consciousness is very much needed. Only then we will be able to, we feel that we know. Then sarvajñatrutvam sarvatmanam gunanam shantodita avyapadeshya dharmatvena vyavasthitanam akramoparudham vivekajam jnana vityarthaha. You see this line? Sarvajñatrutvam, that is omniscience, knowing all things. What is it? Sarvatmanam gunanam Shanta Udita Avyapadeshya Dharmatvena. Shanta means past. This expression also we have seen earlier. Shanta Udita Avyapadeshya Dharma. We saw it earlier also. Shanta is the past. Udita is right now what has arisen. What is the present? Avyapadeshya, that which is not yet known. That is something in the future. So these gunas which are manifesting as past, present, and future. Vyavasthitanam. Akramoparudham. Not in a sequence, but he knows he knows all the three things simultaneously, past, present, and future in one go. Yugapat, simultaneously, he is able to know, he is able to understand. That is Vivekajam Jnanam, Uparudham, Vivekajam Jnanam Ityarthaha. So what do the commentators say? Commentators say like this. Omniscience is the knowledge arising out of the discrimination of buddhi. Okay, that is simple. It is the simultaneous knowledge of the gunas. Akramoparudham, you see. Krama uparudham means in a sequence, krama. Akrama means not in a sequence. You are able to see the past, present, and future simultaneously. Akramoparudham is simultaneous knowledge of the gunas, which are the substratum of all, and which exist as things past, no need for off, things past, present, and future. Then, ityesha vishokanama siddhi Yam prapya yogi sarvajñah shrinaklesha bandhana vasi viharati. So the yogi viharati. So he is happily moving about. How? Yesham ityesha vishoka nama siddhi. This particular siddhi which is mentioned here is vishoka. Something like ashoka. Vedataha shokaha. Na plus shokaha. So both are one and the same. That is vishoka nama siddhi. Where the person is, that is the reason why we say Brahmanandam. person who knows Brahman he is in the state of bliss. The knowledge that Brahman knowledge is that itself is bliss. So that he is in that state. Vishokanama siddhihi yam prapya. But here he is talking about a siddhi. Yam prapya yogi sarvajnah kshina klesha bandhanaha vashi viharati. So he knows all, and then he is not bothered by all these kleshas. Klesha means he has risen above this asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha, etc. What are the kleshas? Avidya, asmita, raga, dvesha, abhinivesha. He has risen above that avidya. Avidya is the karanam for the later things. Avidya is the first klesha, and that is the cause for all other subsequent things. So he has risen above all those things. So that means avidya, he has gone beyond avidya. That means he has conquered maya in Vedanta terms. So kshina klesha bandhanaha vashi. Vashi means he is in control of all. Vashi viharati. Then the 50th sutra, it talks about kaivalyam. This is the highest stage. Tadvairagyadapi doshabija kaivalyam. Tadvairagyadapi. Even when you attain vairagya, even for that, tadvairagyadapi dosha bija kshaye. So when the seed, bija is a seed, kshaya means decline or destruction. Dosha bija kshaya means the destruction of the seeds for all the doshas. Doshas means for all the faults, for all the impurities. Dosha is impurity also. So tadvairagyadapi. When the yogi develops dispassion, even for that, that is above siddhi of omniscience. In that above sutra, he talked about omniscience. But omniscience alone is not enough. Of course, omniscience also, if you have seen the commentary, omniscience also, it is pare vaisharadye parasyam vashikara sanyayam vartamanasya. There is some vairagya here also. But we don't know why Vyasa is again saying the same thing. Parasyam vashikara sanyayam vartamanasya. He has already got that vairagya. So maybe we have to see, we have to reconcile these two. So vashikara sanya vairagyam is already there. But now again we are seeing pare vairagye. Yeah, tad vairagyadapi. So probably we have to see other commentaries also. Dosha bija kshaye. When on the disappearance of the seed of impurities, kaivalyam. Kaivalyam is kevalasya bhavaha kaivalyam. That is, Vedanta says kevalasya bhavaha means only one, that Brahman alone exists. So that is kaivalyam. Here, of course, kaivalya is slightly different. We see the sutra for kaivalya in the end. That is, kaivalya is this body-mind complex. It resolves into prakriti, and this the consciousness aspect, that Purusha, he realizes that he is one with that Purusha, that what we can say cosmic Purusha. Here what we are seeing in Vedanta, there is only one Atma. But here this is Purusha Bahulyam, Purusha Bahutvam, it says. Purusha Bahutvam is all the beings are there, all the soul, it is somewhat equivalent to what Christianity calls the soul. So all the souls are there. So that is Kaivalyam. But all these souls, they are now one with whatever is that cosmic soul. Then yada asyaivam bhavati klesha karmakshaye sattvasya ayam viveka pratyayo dharmaha. Yada asya evam bhavati. Asya means for this yogi. Evam bhavati. So it happens like this. Klesha karmakshaye. When that klesha and karma, all those things, they disappear, then sattvasya ayam viveka pratyayo dharmaha. So this particular dharma is something which is caused by sattva guna. Sattvasya ayam viveka pratyaya dharmaha. Because of this sattva guna only. In fact, both in Vedanta, anywhere in all these things, this Rajo guna and Tamo guna have to be gradually eliminated. In Ramayana, it is very beautifully told in the Balakanda. We see so many stories in Balakanda. This Tamo guna has to be eliminated by Rajo guna. Oh, there is a pure Tamo guna in the world. That Tamo guna has to be conquered by Rajo guna. So Rajo guna is very much needed. A king, a strong king is needed to conquer this Tamo guna. All extremist behavior and things like that. And this Rajo guna again has to be tempered by Sattva guna. That is for the smooth conduct of the state. But we are not talking about the smooth conduct of the state. We are talking about liberation. When we are talking about liberation, that Rajo guna also has to go away. In a society, if the society has to run well, Rajo guna is needed. Rajo guna tempered by Sattva guna is needed. But here we are not talking about that. So Rajo guna also has to go away. with the help of Sattva Guna. And Sattva Guna also has to go away in the end, because Sattva Guna also is somewhat like a golden bond, golden chain. So the Sattva Guna also, that is what he says, Sattvancha Heya Pakshen Nyastam. So Sattvam also, Sattvancha, Sattvam Gunam also, Heya Pakshen Nyastam. It is also kept in the category of avoidable things. Heyam. Heyam means that which has to be avoided, that which has to be discarded. So even that Sattva has to be discarded. So Rajas and Tamas have been discarded earlier with the help of Sattva Guna. And Sattva Guna also has to be discarded. Sattvancha Heya Pakshe Nyastam. Purushascha Aparinami Shuddho Anyaha Sattvad iti. Purusha, what is Purusha? Purusha is distinct from Sattva also. Sattva is a characteristic of Prakriti. So this one characteristic of Prakriti, we are making use of it. And after knowing it, then you also get rid of that. You also get rid of that Sattva. Purushasya aparinami, because that Purusha is aparinami, whereas all these gunas are parinamina. Aparinami, Shuddha. Shuddha means untouched by all these things, unaffected by all these things. Anyaha, something who is distinct. So Sattva is somebody who is aparinami, Shuddha, Anyaha, Sattvat. Apart from, when compared to Sattva, he is totally apart from that. So let us see this. But this Sattva Guna also has to be avoided. He realizes that Purusha is unchanging, pure, and distinct from Sattva. Then, evamasya tato virajyamanasya yani klesha bijani dagdha shali bija kalpani aprasava samarthani tani saha manasa pratyastam gachanti. Yeah. Evam, in this way, asya means for that yogi, tato virajyamanasya. Virajyamana means gradually he is progressing in that dispassion, progressing in vairagya. Vairagya, sometimes it may happen all of a sudden, and sometimes it may take a long time. So for happening all of a sudden, we should have some, like Socrates, we should have some circumstances. But here we don't have. So as it slowly progresses, yogi progresses in his dispassion. Yani klesha bijani, all these seeds of all these kleshas, all these afflictions. Then dagda shali bija kalpani bhavanti. That is dagda shali. Shali means shali dhanyam. Shali dhanyam is paddy, what we call paddy in our South India area. Dagda bija kalpani, dagda shali bija kalpani. They are roasted. They are not capable of reproducing. Aprasava samarthani. Prasava means giving birth to another one. They are somewhat like Monsanto seeds. So they are terminator seeds, somewhat like that. So aprasava samarthani. So that is, they cannot reproduce. They become non-reproductive. So then aprasava samarthani tani saha manasa pratyastam gachanti. These things, saha manasa, along with the mind, pratyastam gachanti. They just disappear. Teshu pralineshu purushaha punaridam tapatrayam nabhungte. Once they disappear, teshu pralineshu, once all these sattva, rajas, tamoguna, all the three things, they subside. Pralina means they just resolve. Then purushaha punaha idam tapatrayam nabhungte. He will not have that tapatrayam. We know this tapatrayam, adhyatmika, adhibhautika, adhidaivika tapatrayam. We have seen earlier also a couple of times. Then tadetesham gunanam manasi karma klesha vipaka swarupena abhivyaktanam charitarthanam pratiprasave purushasya atyantiko gunaviyogaha kaivalyam. So kaivalyam, what is that kaivalyam? Purushasya atyantiko gunaviyoga. Atyantika means totally, absolutely disconnected from the gunas. So he has just shaken off all the bonds and then he is absolutely disconnected from the gunas. So that is what is kevalasya bhavaha kaivalyam. Purusha alone stands. Purusha alone is there. Then Purusha alone means, of course, Purusha Bhavatvam we have to accept, but this Purusha is disconnected from the Prakriti. So tad etesham gunanam, of these gunas, manasi klesha karma klesha vipaka swarupena abhivyaktanam. Till now they were all present in the mind. Abhivyakta means manifested in the form of karma, in the form of klesha, in the form of vipaka. Because of klesha, karma comes. And karma again leads to klesha. It's a certain circle. We saw that also. Karma leads to klesha and klesha leads to karma, and then both lead to karma vipaka. Vipaka means fruit of that karma. So this entire thing is there in the mind. So abhivyakta means it is manifesting in the person. Then these things, when charitarthanam, etesham gunanam, charitarthanam, pratiprasave, charitartham is their purpose has been served. Charitarthanam, pratiprasave sati, and that is sati, saptami, that is once that they are resolved, pratiprasave sati, purushasya, आत्यंतिको गुणवियोगः कैवल्यं पुरुषस्य फॉर दैट पुरुषः आत्यंतिक गुणवियोगः आत्यंतिक एब्सोल्यूट गुणवियोगः गुणेभ्यः वियोगः that is person is getting disconnected from the gunas कैवल्यं that is what is कैवल्यं केवलस्य भावः तदा स्वरूप प्रतिष्ठा क्षिति शक्तिरेव पुरुषः इति स्वरूप प्रतिष्ठा means he is staying in the awareness of being purusha, of being that pure consciousness unconnected with the gunas. So Swarupa Pratishtha, Chiti Shakti Reva, just absolute pure consciousness, that Chiti Shakti Reva Purushaha iti. Then there is absolute disconnect with the gunas, which is liberation for the yogi. He is firmly established in his real nature as Purusha, the pure consciousness. Then Sthan Yupanimantrane, Sangas Maya Karanam, Punaha Anishta Prasangat. This is a rather interesting slogan, interesting sutra. Sthani Upanimantrane. Sthani means Sthanam. Sthanam is a position. Sthanam is a place actually. But here we are talking about a position. Suppose Sthanam is a high position. Suppose somebody is in high office. So that is Sthanam. Sthani means a person who is in that high position is called a Sthani. Sthani Upanimantrane. So those Sthanis, they do invite this gentleman, whom our yogi. We are going to see that. Sthan Upanimantrane, Sthani Vihi Upanimantrane. So he is invited by those Sthanis. Suppose you are a big man. Suppose all of a sudden you become a great officer, you become a big rich man, or you become a big officer or something like that. Then all the people who are in that high circle, they also call you, oh, now you are in our circle, and then they come and then just jostle with you, invite you for dinner, all those things. So Sthan Yupanimantrane, Sangha Smaya Akaranam. Sangha means getting attached. Smaya means feeling proud, and some big people are rubbing shoulders with us, so we feel rather proud. So Sangha Smaya Akaranam. So the yogi is not supposed to get trapped by that. So yogi he is supposed to be above that. So this is the greatest pitfall for all the Sangha yoga practitioners, or even for Swamijis. We find even among Swamijis several times. Okay, I am the only one who knows this. So okay, Sthan Yupanimantrane Sangha Smaya Akaranam. Sangha, that attachment. Smaya is that smile of satisfaction. What we call smugness. That smugness. Smaya Akaranam. Punaha Anishta Prasangat. Again he may get trapped, and Punaha Anishta. Anishta means something which is undesirable. Ishtam is desired. Anishtam is not desired. Anishta Prasangat means that is likely to happen. So on the invitation of those in high positions, Sangha Smaya Akaranam, not getting attached or smile proudly. Punaha Anishta Prasangat, due to the possibility of some adverse result or some adverse thing which happens, that is again gets trapped and then again gets fallen. I mean, in Yoga Bhrashta, not Yoga Bhrashta. In Gita also it talks about, not Gita, the person who is on that path. And then again, like Paramapada Sopana Patam. We know that there is a Patam, there is a chart. In olden days, we used to have some games. Even those games are associated, some of these games are also associated with Vedanta. If we see that Paramapada Sopana Patam, in Hindi there is some other name for that. In Telugu we call it Paramapada. So Paramapada is moksha. Sopana means that is ladder. Sopana Patam, the chart showing the ladder for the highest position called moksha. So he has to start from one bottom position. The chart is full of squares, and then he has to move from squares. Square, it just goes up. It goes like that, and then there is topmost thing is moksha. So there, when he has to start from home, and then he has to get into some sajjana sangatyam, that is say association with good people. So it will take him, it will jump a few steps, it will make him, enable him jump a few steps and then go to the next level. Otherwise he has to go through all these steps. Then again he gets into some other thing. Suppose he does some shravana, so then again he skips some steps and then he goes to a higher level. Then again there, for some reason he insults somebody or he is angry with somebody, he shoots off his temper. Then again he loses some places. So for all the good things you do, you are rewarded. For all the bad things you do, you are fallen. Then again, finally, suppose he goes to the almost closest to the place. Then again he does something. He does something and there is a huge python-like thing which again it falls into the mouth and then comes down. So this game is these English people, they adopted it as snakes and ladders. So Paramapada Sopanapatam has been adopted by the English people who ruled us, and then they made it into snakes and ladders. So it is like that. So the not smiling proudly on being invited, because again he will fall. So that is the adversity. Adversity is on that path. There are so many pitfalls. So then Chatvarah Kalvami Yoginaha Prathama Madhubhumikaha Prajnayotihi Atikranta Bhavaniyasya iti. Some technical words he uses. See, Prathamika Chatvarah Kalvami Yoginaha. These yogis are of 4 types. Who are they? One is Prathama Kalpikaha. We are going to see the explanation below. Prathama Kalpikaha, that is the beginning level person who has not yet got some firmness in his sadhana. Then Madhu Bhumikaha. This Madhu Pratika we saw earlier also. Madhu Pratika, a few sutras before, a few sutras earlier prior to this, we saw what is Madhu Pratika. Then Prajnajyotihi. Then Atikranta Bhavaniya. That is, Bhavaniya means what all has to be achieved. Atikranta Bhavaniya means he has achieved what all has to be achieved. So is the final stage. So then he is going to explain that. Tatra abhyasi pravrittamatra jyotihi prathamaha. Abhyasi, still abhyasam karoti. Still he is still doing abhyasa. He is still practicing and then he is still not yet very, very firm in his vairagya and not even firm in his jnanam. So pravrittamatra jyotihi, occasionally he is having glimpses of that knowledge, glimpses of that jyoti. So jyoti is that enlightenment, let us say. So he is having some glimpses of that awareness. He is having some sort of feeling. Now and then he is feeling, but he is not firmly established. Then Rutambhara Prajno Dvitiya. This Rutambhara Santasya Prajna, that sutra we saw in the first adhyaya, that is Samadhi Pada. Rutambhara Prajna. So that Rutambhara Prajna, the person who is having the Rutambhara Prajna is Rutambhara Prajna. Rutambhara Prajna means the person who is having Rutambhara Prajna, he is Rutambhara Prajna. Then Bhutendriya Jayi Trutiya. That Trutiya, again Bhutendriya Jayi, we saw a couple of sutras earlier. Bhuta and Indriya. Bhuta Jayaha, Indriya Jayaha. He was doing Sanyama on 4 things. The Stula, Sukshma, and then Anvaya, and all those things. By doing that, when he is doing that with reference to external all the elements, then that led to Bhuta Jaya. When he did that Sanyama on the Indriyas, then he became Indriya Jayi. That is, so first of all, there is Bhuta Jaya, then again Indriya Jaya. So that person is in the 3rd level. Then final level, that highest is Sarveshu Bhaviteshu, Bhavaniyeshu, Kruta Rakshabandhaha, Kruta Kartavyaha, Sadhanadiman. Sarveshu Bhaviteshu Bhavaniyeshu. Bhaviteshu. That is, Bhaviteshu means what all has been acquired. So he has achieved this step, he has achieved next step, he has achieved next step. All these things are Bhavitaha. They are all achieved, they are all conquered. And then Bhaviteshu Bhavaniyeshu. And all those things which deserve to be conquered. So he is there in that such person. Kruta Rakshabandhaha. Kruta Rakshabandhaha means he has got firm control. Rakshabandhaha, he has got firm control on all those things. Then sadhana, Kruta Kartavyaha, and what all Kartavya, what all has to be done, he has done already, Kruta Kartavyaha. That means he has nothing else to accomplish. Sadhanadiman, so he is the one who has got that firm sadhana, firm practice. So he is very, very firmly established in that sadhanadiman. Then chaturtha, fourth level, yastu atikranta bhavaniyaha tasya chitta pratisarga eko artha. Yastu atikranta bhavaniyaha. It is who has achieved all achievable levels. Atikranta bhavaniyaha. Bhavaniya means what all has to be achieved. Atikranta means he has gone beyond it. Atikranta. Atikramanam. Atikramanam, durakramanam, we say. So Atikramanam, Atikranta Bhavaniyaha, Tasya Chitta Pratisargaha Eko Arthaha. The only remaining artha, the only remaining task is Chitta Pratisarga, that is the dissolution of Chitta. That the highest level, that is what is where the Chitta has to dissolve. Chitta has to dissolve into the five elements. And this person, he is staying in that pure Kaivalya state as that Purusha. That is the picture. Chitta pratisarga eko artha. Chitta pratisargaha eko artha. That is the sole purpose, the sole objective which is remaining is that chitta pratisarga. Saptavidhasya pranthabhumi prajna. Pranthabhumi prajna. Saptavidha pranthabhumi prajna is also one point which we saw in the earlier sutra. In fact, I also keep forgetting. So we have to read those sutras again and again and again. If we remember all the sutras, then we will capture the correct meaning. Saptavidhasya pranthabhumi prajna. Then that is his prajna, and that awareness is sevenfold. Then what is this? We are seeing this fourth level is somewhat similar to Jivan Mukta. Jivan Mukta is somebody who has nothing. He is in that awareness that he is not different from Brahman, and his body-mind complex, whatever actions are happening in the body-mind complex, they are just happening. Guna guneshu vartante. So this guna, the body is a product of the three gunas, and this body-mind complex just going after gunas, achieving it. It does not mean that he will do whatever he wants. He doesn't do, because he is already well disciplined, a very well disciplined person, and is a person who has come to this stage by pure vairagya. So that person, he just continues till the fall of the body. Jivan Mukta does not commit suicide. A person who has realized self-realization does not mean that a person commits suicide. He is alive. And sometimes he may also be doing his whatever assigned task is there. For example, King Janaka. King Janaka was a jnani, but he was still doing discharging all the royal duties. So that is the duty of a Jivan Mukta. By virtue of birth, by virtue of some position, you are destined to do, or you are supposed to do, you are required to do certain tasks. So it does not mean that Jnani cannot do. The Jnani can also do his job. Jnani can be a lawyer, Jnani can be can be a doctor, Jnani can be anybody. So a Jnani, he will be discharging his duties with great dispassion. And all those karma, the karma phala is not there for him. So he has but this man also is similar to that. He has no further task to be done, and he attains Videha Mukti after the fall of the body. Videha Mukti means just the body falls off. Body falls off, and body falls off means the physical goes, and whatever is Rajas, it goes into Rajas, whatever is what is this Tamoguna, that is the soul of body, gross body goes into gross elements, and the Sattva Guna goes into what is this mind and senses, they merge into Sattva Guna. That is Videha Mukti after the fall of the body. Now it's very interesting. Tatra madhumatim bhumim sakshat kurvatah brahmanasya sthanino devaha sattva vishuddhim anupashyantaha sthanaihi upanimantrayante tatra madhumatim bhumim sakshat kurvatah. The person who is achieving that madhumati bhumi, that second level is that madhumati bhumi. A person who is achieving that, Brahmanasya does not mean Brahmana only. Somehow that word is there in Vyasa Bhashyam. Brahmanasya is yogi, for the yogi. Sthanino devaha. In fact, that word Brahmana is Brahma Anati iti Brahma, Aniti iti Brahmana. Aniti. Ana means to inhale and exhale. That is Ana, Prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana. We know that Anadhatu. And Brahma Aniti iti Brahmana. That means he inhales and exhales Brahma. That means he is in that position where he is one with that Brahman. Just as a Brahman discharges his duty in a very, very dispassionate way, this man also, he is there in the world doing what is good for the world. So that is what is Brahmana. That is the real meaning of Brahmana. So anyway, Sakshat Kurvato Brahmanasya Sthanino Devaha. Sthaninaha. Sthani is the person who is in that sthanam. The person who is in that sthanam is a sthani. Sthani. Sthaninaha Devaha. Sattva Vishuddhim Anupashyantaha. So they are saying, oh, this gentleman is trying to get purity of mind. Sattva Vishuddhim Anupashyantaha. Sthanaihu Upanimantrayante. Okay, they invite, okay, come to our place. Bho, iha asyatam. Bho, oh sir, oh my dear sir. Bho is address. Iha asyatam. Come here. You be here, stay here. Iha ramyatam. You enjoy here. Kamaniyoyam bhogaha. Oh, this enjoyment is so nice. Kamaniyoyam bhogaha. Kamaniyeyam kanya. Kamaniya yam kanya. Yam kanya. Kanya literally means virgin. Kamaniya yam kanya. So this kanya, of course, not 72 virgins, only one is told here. Kamaniya yam kanya. Rasayanamidam jaramrutyam badhate. This particular rasayanam, this particular portion, in olden days, there was Rasayana Vidya, there was a lot of curiosity about this Rasayana Vidya. If you see, the development of chemistry happened in India or everywhere. It is because of that search for that miracle Rasayana, which can produce some gross metal into gold. You take some lower metal and then turn it into gold. That was called Rasayana Vidya. And somehow that Rasayana Shastra also developed chemistry, developed in that fashion. So Rasayana Vidam, this particular portion, Jara Mrutyum Badhate, it just negates. Badhate means it just negates. Jara and Mrutyu will not be there. You will be forever youthful, etc. Vaihayasam, oh sorry, the print mistake here. Vaihayasam idam yanam, me. Vaihayasam idam yanam. So I have to change the color, okay. Vaihayasam idam yanam. So this particular yanam is a vehicle. This particular vehicle, some sort of flying instrument could have been there in olden days. So Vaihayasam idam yanam. So this flies in air. This is a Vimana. Then Ami Kalpadrumaha. These are the Ami Kalpadrumaha. These are the Kalpadruma. This Kalpadruma, we know that Kalpa Ruksha, that wish fulfilling trees. Punya Mandakini, this nice Mandakini river is there. Siddha Maharshaya. All this, if you are not bothered about these, and if you are interested in some intellectual discussions and things like that, Siddha Maharshaya, there are certain rishis also there, Siddha. Then Uttama Anukula Apsarasaha. This word we got earlier also in one sutra bhashi, in one bhashyam. Uttamaha Anukulaha Apsarasaha. So these those divine damsels, Apsarasaha, Apsu Saranti iti Apsarasa, they are somewhat like, in fact, the literal meaning of Apsarasa is they are all water nymphs. They are so good in water sports. Uttamaha, very high quality and high category, and then Anukulaha, they never quarrel. Even the wife may quarrel, but these people, they never quarrel. Anukula Apsarasaha. Divye Shrotra Chakshushi. Your Shrotra and Chakshushi Divye. You will get the divine vision and the divine Shrotra. Then Vajropamah Kayaha. Your body will become like Vajra. Then Swagunaihi. Sarvamidam Uparjitam Ayushmata. Ayushmata. Oh, you blessed man, blessed person. Ayushman Nitivadama. We say that Ayushman. Oh, you are long living person. Sarvamidam Uparjitam Ayushmata. Oh, by your grace, your eminence. Something in that sense it is used. Ayushmata does not necessarily mean somebody who is having some long life, but your grace, your eminence, how we say. So all this is earned by you. It's not as though we are giving it free. It's all earned by you. Then Pratipadyatam idam akshayam, ajaram, amarasthanam, devanam priyam. Pratipadyatam, you take this thing. Idam akshayam, ajaram, amarasthanam. You take this akshaya, ajara, amarasthanam, this God's position you take. So they do come with an offer. So that offer this gentleman has to reject. So we see here, I've just noted here, Indra, the head of gods, is like an invigilator. We have to understand that Indra is not a villain. Indra is an invigilator. Then in films, usually, unfortunately, Indra is shown as somebody who is always disturbing, who is always sending some damsels to the people who are doing some tapas. He is shown as a sort of bad person. So he is not an enemy of the seekers. He examines the level of perfection of the seeker by presenting several allurements. Then now, Vyasa Bhashyam, Evam Avidhiyamanaha Sangadoshan bhavayet. So this gentleman, he should not get trapped by that. Sangadoshan bhavayet. So he has to bring to his mind all the doshas which come as a result of Sangha. Sangha is attachment. Ghoreshu samsarangareshu pachyamanena maya. There is nothing great in this passage. Only this language is good, so I am reading. Ghoreshu samsarangareshu pachyamanena maya. So I am being cooked. Pachyamanena maya. I am being cooked in this fire called samsara. In this ember, angara. Angara, all those, what can we say? They are called faggots. Embers, not only embers, they're full of fire also. So samsaranga, in this fire called samsara, I am being cooked. How janana marana andhakare viparivartamanena. So I am just moving in this andhakara, darkness called birth and death, this darkness called that. Then kathamchid asaditaha, klesha timira vinashi yoga pradipaha. Somehow kathamchid asaditaha, somehow I have secured this yoga pradipaha, this light called yoga, which is klesha timira nasi vinashi. The light which destroys the kleshas, which destroys the darkness of kleshas. Somehow I got hold of it. Now I should not fall into the trap. So tasya cha yete trushna yonayaha. These things which are trushna yonayaha, these are all places of, this is the origin for all this trushna. What all these people are offering are for their lead from one trushna to another, from one trushna to another. Then Vishava Vayavaha, Vishava, there is again, there is a print mistake here. Vishavayavaha. Then Vishayavayavaha, it should be Vishayavayavaha, Rathava, Vishavayavaha, Pratipakshaha. Pratipaksha means these are all obstacles for me. Then Sakhalvaham Labdhalokaha, Katham Anaya, Vishaya Mrugatrishnaya Vanchitaha, Tasyaiva Punaha Pradipasya Samsarajnyehe Atmanam Indhani Kuriyam iti. Sakhalvaham, I have come beyond all those things. Then Labdhalokaha, I have found that light. Then Katham Anaya Vishaya Mrugatrishnaya, how can I be guided by this Vishaya Mrugatrishna? Mrugatrishna is that mirage. Mrugatrishna is that mirage we see in the desert. So how can I go after this mirage called Vishayas, called the sense objects? How can I be cheated by that? Vanchitaha, how can I be cheated by that? And tasyaiva punaha pradipasya samsarajnyehe atmanam indhani puryam. How will I again make myself the firewood for all that fire, for that samsara agni? Samsara agni is that fire in that samsara. How can I again make myself a firewood or faggot for that samsara agni? Then swastivaha swapnopamebhyaha krupanajana prarthaniyebhyaha. So swastivah paraya, swasti, like that Nachiketa says to Yama in Kathopanishad. Kathopanishad also, Yama is just offering. He is just trying to see whether this gentleman has got vairagya or not. So he says, okay, I'll give you all whatever life you want. I'll give you whatever kingdom you want. Then he also says, Ima Ramaha Saratha Saturiyaha. He says, Ima Ramaha. All here, like here, he also says, there are so many beautiful women. I am giving you so many beautiful women. And Saratha Saturiyaha. You have no maintenance. They are maintenance free in the sense. I am giving you along with vehicles, along with servants, along with all this Turiya. Turiya means all these instruments of music. That means somewhat like a Benz car with all music, nice music system and whatnot. I am giving all that. So like that. So then Nachiketa says, no, you keep swasti. So you keep it yourself. Tavaiva. Tavaiva, whatever he says, what does he say? Tavaiva or something. He says, you keep them to yourself. So then Krupanajana Prarthaniyebhya. These are all things which are sought by Krupanajana. So some stupid people. Some stupid people only desire all these things. Vishayebhya ityevam nishchitamatihi samadhim bhavayet. So one has to be of a firm mind. Then Sangam akrutva smayam apina kuriyat. Sangam akrutva. Okay, you have not done Sangam. But at the same time, smayam apina kuriyat. Oh, you should not feel proud. Oh, Indra himself has come and tempted me. Oh, Indra has come and sought my friendship. So I should not become smug. So smaya is that smile of satisfaction, smile of smugness rather, not even satisfaction, but smile of pride. Smayamapi na kuryad, evamaham devanamapi prarthaniyah. Yeah, I am somebody who is invited by. We all get this feeling now and then. We all have somebody invites us. Oh, this gentleman has invited me. I have become somebody who worthy of being invited to this high place. Then smayadayam susthitam manyataya mrutyuna kesheshu gruhitamiva atmanam na bhavishyati. Smayat, by that pride or by that proud smile, I am this particular person. Susthitam manyataya. We know the word called panditam manya. Panditam atmanam manyate iti panditam manyaha. So he thinks himself to be a pandita. So he is panditam manyaha. So like that, susthitam manyataya. So now that all the people have invited me, I am very firmly established in this yoga. I am very firmly established in this awareness. I am such a I. That notion of I is already it is coming. Susthitam manyataya. Mrutyuna kesheshu gruhitamiva atmanam na bhavaishyati. So he does not know that he is caught by mrutyu, caught by the Lord of mrutyu, by the locks, by the kesheshu gruhitaiva. Mrutyuna kesheshu gruhitaiva. Somebody, in olden days, we used to see people dragging some others by hair. That is one way of dragging people. Just catch the hair, and then, particularly olden days, people used to have, even men used to have long hair. I have seen in my own boyhood. So I have seen in my village many people having long hair, and in fact a small tuft also behind. So easy to catch them by the hair. So mrutyuna kesheshu gruhitamiva. So caught by the hair, by that death, atmanam na bhavaishyati. He doesn't realize. So here, in fact, the story of Yayati. There is a nice story of Yayati. Here, line is there. In that Adi Parva of Mahabharata, this Yayati is a very, very great king, and he does a lot many yajnas and then lot many great deeds, and then he goes to heaven. So there he stays in heaven. And there again, slightly getting, Indra also notices that he is having some little bit of pride and whatnot. So one day, Indra engages him in conversation, and he says, I just took out in the morning, I just want to read out a couple of slokas. So Indra says, oh, you have done such a great thing. Sarvani karmani samapya rajan. Griham parityajya vanam gatosi. Oh, you have completed all your Rajadharmas, and then again you went to Vanam. You went to Vanaprastha. Then again, Tatvam Purchami Nahushasya Putra. Enasi Tulyas Tapasa Yayate. Oh, Yayati, oh, great king. Is there anybody who is equal to you in tapas? You have done such great tapas. So he just trying to trap him. Then Yayati says, oh, yeah, I don't think there is anybody who is equal to me in tapas. Naham deva manushyesu gandharveshu maharshishu atmanas tapasa tulyam kanchit pashyami Vasava. Oh, my dear sir, oh Vasava, oh Indra, I don't see anybody who is equal to me, he says. Then Indra says, oh, now that you are, now my dear sir, oh my dear king, he very politely says, oh, hey Rajan, yadavamansthas sadrushas shreyasascha. You are inviting, you have disregarded your equals. Sadrushaha, Sadrusha means equal. Shreyasascha, there are many people who are much, much superior to you. So you have disregarded your equals and also superiors, and also lesser persons. So your merit has now come down. Your punyam has now come down, because once you do this, our punyam goes down. So tasmat lokaha antavantastaveme. So your punya lokas, they have now come to an end. Now shine punye patitas yadya rajan, shine punye patitasi. So now that your punyam quota is over, you have to go down. Then again, of course, now Yayati says, okay, now that he agrees, immediately he agrees. And then he says, now that I have committed some mistake, let me at least go and be born in a good family. Let me choose a particular family. I will go and choose a particular parent, some good parents, so that getting good parentage also is important. So that is how that story of Yayati, the smug behavior with Indra. It is not chapter 8. Sorry, that is chapter must be 80 or something. I forgot this. No, not chapter 8. It is chapter 80, around that. Then I'll note this also. This is a mistake. Then tathachasya chidrantara prekshi nityam yatnopacharya pramado labdhavyavaraha kleshan uttam bhaishyati tatah punaha anishta prasangaha. So now again what happens? Pramada. Pramada is what? Pramada is our inattentiveness. Inattentiveness. Pramado anavadhanata. Inattentiveness. Our own negligence. What happens? And that we have to constantly avoid. Constantly we have to be aware, and constantly we have to avoid negligence. Then that is a Shidrantara Prekshi, that is always trying to find some loophole. In English, we call a word you loophole. Exact word in Sanskrit is Shidra Antara Prekshi. Shidra Antara. Shidram is a hole. Shidra Antara Prekshi. There's some small gap. Prekshi means one who sees. Shidrantara Prekshi. Somebody who is trying to find a loophole. Shidrantara Prekshi. That who is that? That pramada. That what is that negligence? Then nityam yatnopacharya. Every time, all nityam is always, not every day, not only every day. Nityam is always. Yatnopacharya. Yatnena pratikartavya. That is by effort you have to stop it. By effort you have to stop it. Then kleshan uttam bhaishyati. So that is it will again bring about kleshas in front of you. And tataha punaha anishta prasangaha. By that, again, anishta prasangaha. Anishta prasanga means, again, some adverse thing happens. Evam asya sangasmayau apurvataha. Sangasmayau akurvato. That is, sangasmayau apurvataha. Sangasmayau apurvato. Bhavitortho drudhi bhavishyati. So whatever bhavitaha artha, whatever he has attained, it will become very, very firm if he does not get into that sangam, bad sangha, satsangatve, nisangatvam. So this is dushta sangha. So and also smaya, he doesn't fall into that. And now drudhi bhavishyati, bhavaniyascha arthaha, abhimukhi bhavishyati. If there is something more pending, bhavaniyascha, something more pending, then that will become abhimukhi bhavishyati. So then when you are having a proper frame of mind, the next step also, you are coming close to that next step. Abhimukhi bhavishyati. Then, I think the time is over. Kshana tat kramayo sanyamad vivekajam jnanam. So kshana, now the talk is about time. So this yoga shastra, their concept of time, because our idea of time, if you see, our people, they calculated time not on a linear scale, but on a cyclical scale. So because we have to account for infinity. You see, when is Brahma, when was this universe born? Universe, of course, you can say, not one time. It is not a universe is born, means it is not a one-time birth. It is something which is born, it exists for some time and again dissolves. But Brahman, what we call that supreme reality, is something which is always there. When was it born? You cannot say. So that is why we have to we cannot have a linear concept of time. Linear concept of time, for example, in Christianity, they talk about a linear concept. God created this universe according to all this. What is that gentleman? Ushar chronology. If you see Ushar chronology on Google, it shows that 4004 BC. Even now, I am told many people even in the Bible Belt of America, many people believe that the universe was created about 6,000 years ago. So, but it is something which is, you see, it looks funny. But then we have a concept of cyclical concept of time. So that we have to see. Of course, he doesn't talk about the cyclical concept. He says about kshana and krama, the passage of time, how one has to do sanyama and the passage of time. We will see in the next class. Srinivas?
Thank you, sir. There are no questions today, sir.
Okay. Well, thank you. Hari Om.